going on, YouTube? Ooh. Ooh. You know what's on the horizon tomorrow? UFC 283. I'm super excited for this fight card. We've got 15 fights in total to go over here tonight. I put a poll in the chat. If you want to go ahead, pick your winner. Love to hear what you think. Before we get started, my name is Bill. I do this show every Friday night before UFC events. We go live about this time at 7:30. Sometimes, life happens and you go live at like 10 p.m. at night. But usually at that time we're going live just to go over the UFC card for the following Saturday. Make picks, predictions as far as result of the fight. I was letting my cat down. He was chilling in my lap. We make picks and predictions for the fight, and then we did that last weekend. I think we should take a look at last weekend. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Yesterday, I stayed up way too late. I was out of town, and stayed up way too late, lost my voice singing, and I didn't lose it. It's just like different. I sound different, like way deeper. Let's see here. Last week we went 9-2. Let's point out, just because it'll be quicker to point out the ones we didn't win, and that's how it should be. There's the can. Okay. Ketlin Vieira, picked her to win. She did not win. Raquel Pennington won, and honestly, from what I saw, I do kind of feel like Raquel Pennington won. I was biased, but I think she ended up winning this fight. I don't know. I felt like she was the stronger fighter the later it went on, perhaps. I don't know. I don't even think I could say that. But regardless, Ketlin Vieira is just a little bit frustrating to watch. Maybe, was it the total volume? I don't know. Vieira's just, the output is frustrating to watch. Oh, here we go. And then the other fight we lost was, we picked Sean Strickland, Ige, Kopylov. Oh, we didn't pick Kopylov. I had him in my Draftkings lineup. We did not pick Kopylov, and that was a great KO victory over Soriano. It was nearly a pick'em. Terrific performance from Kopylov. Crazy cat. Let's just get into UFC 283. I think that's what we should do. Yeah, again, little hungover right now. Still. Just need to get some sleep. Simon Oliveira taking on Daniel Marcos. I think both of these, well, not Simon. Simon Oliveira, Dana White Contender Series guy. He's on a one-fight losing streak. He's taking on Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos is making his debut. Looked like he was a great striker on the Dana White Contender Series. I think... this is interesting. So the win buys, I think Simon Oliveira has quite a few submission victories, but it's more of that, it's a jiu-jitsu approach, so he's not like a wrestler. Tony Gravely, more of that wrestler kind of mold, took him down a bunch of times, so he's prone to giving up position. And then Daniel Marcos, he looked terrific as a striker. 13-0, just lots of knockout victories, 7 knockout victories. Probably, I mean, I'm not going to even say he's going to lose. I don't think he should grapple with Simon Oliveira. That'll just play more to Simon's strengths, but I think Daniel Marcos is probably going to win this. What are Simon Oliveira's losses? 4 decisions, 2 and 4 in decisions. Yikes, that's not good. Yeah, maybe I'd be inclined to say it goes the distance. We'll see what the odds makers think. Marcos, underdog. Interesting. Marcos is a slight underdog. Let's see. If they like it to go the distance, I'm going to say yeah. No. I mean, this is a fight for sure I'm going to avoid. Just 2 unknown guys. I mean, Dana White Contender Series. Stylistically, I just think Marcos, this is a fight he should win with the stronger stand-up, and I don't think he's going to get taken down by Oliveira. So I'm going to go with Daniel Marcos, but I guess you can't count out the knockout. The odds makers feel like that's the most favorable or likely result if he wins. So you could do like maybe knockout or decision for plus 140, but I think his odds are at plus 125. So if you like him, you know, you're getting positive odds. Oh, I had a random free bet. That's what you on the right there. Josiane Nunez versus Zara Farn dos Santos. This is a fight, Josiane Nunez, she's going to be the heavy favorite in this, and she should be. She looks like she just throws bombs. 88% knockouts she just throws bombs. 7 KO victories. I think she's got a pretty good technique on the feet as well. Yeah, and then you look at Zara, and she just isn't good on the feet at all. And I don't know if she can. She probably, I feel like her best. She can't grapple, but I don't know where she's gonna win this. To be honest, I think Josiane Nunez. This is a sure thing for her. I think. Yeah, Zara's 0-2 in the UFC. Hasn't even fought really anyone good. Well, Megan Anderson, Felicia Spencer lost to them, but prior to that, no one. And Josiane Nunez is just knocking people out. Did Zara have any knockout losses? 1 knockout loss? I think I like the knockout in this. I don't know what round, but I think I like the knockout by Josiane Nunez. Odds makers, yeah, heavy favorite for Josiane, we knew that. Odds makers do not think it's going to go the distance, and the Josiane Nunez KO is minus 135. I mean, I'm thinking about this. If you did even a same game parlay, you can get minus 115 for under 2.5, plus 140 for under 1.5. I don't know. I think it's a. Maybe I'd do the KO as like a round robin piece, the Josiane Nunez KO, and what did we say that was? Minus 135. But I don't even know about that. I don't think I really like the odds on that. Let's see, fight parlays. KO round 1 is plus 175. Yeah, might just be priced out of this one a little bit. But I am very confident in Josiane Nunez, and I think she's going to knock out Zara. By the way, if you follow, you can see in the lower part of your screen here, that's my Twitter. If you follow me there, I post my picks always. Let's see. Yeah, so we finished up 2.06 units. I'm still trying to figure out like the most. I mean, this was pretty efficient as far as uploading it. Just taking like screen grabs and trying to put the units that were bet, you know, next to each wager, and then just to be clear, like 1 unit to win your return is 1.74, so you're up 0.74 units in that case. But yeah, by far the best bet was Sean Strickland at plus 300 for the decision. For sure the best bet we had. Yes. That put us up a unit and a half, and we only finished up 2.06 units, but yeah. All right, Warley Alves taking on Nicholas Dalby. I like Warley in this fight. He just seems like talented, violent. Loses to the elite fighters for sure. Jeremiah Wells, who's good. Randy Brown looks good. James Krause, Kamaru Usman, Brian Barberena. You know, losing to good cardio, losing to good fighters. Nicholas Dalby, I don't think he presents the skill of those other fighters that we just named off, but I think he is, durable. He's got a good gas tank on him. I'm curious how many. Yeah, 4 decisions out of all 4 of his losses were decisions. He did get knocked out. I forget who he got. It was one of these, Ross Houston or Jesse. I think it was Jesse Ronson in the UFC, and it got overturned. But 4 decision losses. I think I'm rolling with Warley Alves, but I think it's gonna be a pretty close fight. Warley, he's just coming off, I think, a body kick KO. Or no, he's not. Let's see. Oh, that was against. Oh, that was it. We'll talk about Lazaz later on this card. Yeah, he's a couple fights down the line here, but yeah, KO'd him with body shots. That was a first round KO, 3rd round KO against Sergio Moraes. 2nd round KO, decision. Beat Colby? Did he? Holy shit. Damn. Okay, so he does have. That's a really good win now. That looks great. Anyways, I'm going to roll with Warley Alves. I think he's more talented, but could get tested in this. Warley Alves is at minus 125. I'm going to guess the odds makers don't like it to go the distance. A little bit at minus 165. I don't know. Like, Nicholas Dalby, all four losses, decisions. If Worley just swarms him, maybe the ref steps in if he gets him hurt. But it seems risky to bet the plus 250 on the KO for Worley, considering we do have 0 official KO losses for Dalby. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on this fight, I think, as well. If I had to make a prediction, like maybe I'd say it's, I think I kind of like Dalby to survive, right? And then, you know, if Dalby's looking great late in the second, the third round, it's up to the judges. So I just think it's a on paper, it's a close fight. I think Dalby does bring some challenges for Worley. Yeah, we'll see. And Worley also has pretty good grappling. So Dalby doesn't really have the best takedown defense. So if Worley wants to wrestle with them, you know, just win rounds, I think that's a real possibility. And I think it, you know, for that reason, I think it could go to a decision as well if he's not able to knock him out early in this fight. But yeah, we're going to roll with Worley Alves. The next fight we've got is Ismail Bonfim taking on Terrence McKinney. A couple of Bonfim brothers are fighting on this card. Ismail is facing Terrence, and I like Terrence in this fight. I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think he's a cool Twitter follow. I think he's, you know, puts on entertaining fights. I mean, the fights always seem to be a finish. You know, gets knocked out by Drew Dober, but that was just, he kind of punched himself out of that after having Drew Dober hurt really bad a couple times. It's interesting also. So you got KO'd by Sean Woodson, but then, you know, he's just been putting people away early. Look at this: round one. You know, and even his loss, round one, round two. But I mean, it's kind of crazy. Bonfim, I think he's really good. 18-3. Lots of wins in a row, you can see here. I think he's pretty talented. He's making his debut. Yeah, I think he's solid all around. I think the difference, though, is just going to come down to Terrence McKinney and his power, his knockout prowess, his aggressiveness early in fights. I like Terrence McKinney here in this spot. Terrence McKinney is at minus 125 according to UFC. Let's see, minus 120 now. Yeah, I like Terrence McKinney. I just think the power is incredible. I think he's dangerous early, so I like him. I don't think this is going the distance yet. Excuse me. Yeah, don't think it's going the distance. The KO for McKinney's plus 180. What's under 2.5? Minus 700. Under 1.5, minus 235. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna use this in a round robin for sure. Like, just hypothetically taking the worst odds on the card, minus 175. Minus 135. But I like Terrence McKinney. I like him to win, I guess via knockout. Could be ground and pound. Could be a clean shot. But yeah, let's go Terrence McKinney. I did notice, though, Ismail does have some submission losses. But that was 2014. So, I mean, that was a long time ago. Yeah, give me Terrence McKinney there, knockout. Luan Lacerda taking on Cody Stamann. Luan's making his debut. Get my notes pulled up here. He's making his debut. You can see, actually, you can't see here. He's gonna be bigger. Cody Stamann's got. What is 64 divided by 12? It's almost. It's like 5 point. I don't know, 3? I don't know. But he's got some short limbs, I think. Solid fighter. He's coming off of a 1-fight win streak. This guy's making his debut, Luan. I think this is a tough debut. I think this is a really tough debut. Cody Stamann, I think he's going to be better in a lot of areas of this fight. I think he's, just going to be the more well-rounded fighter. Luan, 10 submission wins, so maybe it's a wise idea to just stay out of his guard, but I don't know. I think I like Cody Stamann to win minutes this fight. Not sure if he's gonna put him away, Luan Lacerda, but I like him for sure to win minutes, I think. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Cody Stamann. Odds makers like Cody Stamann as well. Pretty heavy favorite, minus 365. There's always it's the debut for Luan. So I think there is potential upset here. The submission prowess to have 12 wins, 10 submissions. It's impressive. It's a lot. Yeah, it's impressive. It's a lot. So I think I'm going to go with Cody Stamann here, and I think I'm going to go with the decision, just because I think he's going to have to stay safe. Odds makers agree. Fight goes the distance, minus 195, and they like the Stamann decision. I think in his guard, Luan's probably going to be aggressive, and then Cody's going to want to stay out of it, and from there, as long as he fights to his strengths, I think Cody wins this. So, Gabriel Bonfim taking on Munir Lazzez. I should look up pronunciations maybe, but it's kind of part of the show. All right, Gabriel. He's making his UFC debut, Dana White Contender Series. Really, really well-rounded fighter. 13-0 coming into this. Munir, where did he come from? He's 2-1 in the UFC. Oh yeah, he had the debut win over Abdul, which I probably took Abdul. I don't know who I took in the Worley fight, but he's the guy who got KO'd to the body by Worley. Then beat Angel Lusa. I think I gotta go with Gabriel in this. I think he's just really, really well-rounded. Really, really good grappler. Another guy, 13 wins, 10 of them are submissions. So really impressive. What is Munir lost by? A KO before, never a submission. Interesting. Lots of finishes. You see all this? How many finishes is this in a row? Oh, it's all of them. 13. 13 all inside the distance. 25 years old. Holy shit. Damn. I think this is Gabriel's fight. I like his grappling. Yeah. I think Munir's tough, right? I mean, he got hit with the body punches, but I think he kind of absorbs a lot of strikes, I thought, but maybe not. Looking back on that Worley fight, he was just getting hit bad. Yeah, so give me Gabriel in this fight. Give me Gabriel. I mean, I guess inside the distance if he's just putting people away like that. Gabriel's the favorite at minus 165. I'm going to queue that up to join. And Munir's he's not bad. I think, I'm confident in Gabriel. I'm guessing odds makers do not think this is going the distance. No, minus 200. They like the Bonfim submission. Interesting. I'd have to go with the same thought process. The submission. He's facing the sniper. Definitely great stand-up, great striker, but yeah, give me Bonfim submission. I like Bonfim as a round-robin piece as well. Shamil Abdulrakhimov taking on Jalton Almeida. Shamil is coming off of 3 tough fights, and he's getting another one. 3 KO losses. Yeah, he's kind of messed up. I don't know what happened. Goes on his 3-fight win streak. I mean, he beat Tybura. Then just gets, KO'd by Blades, Dawkins, Sergey. Whew. And now he's got Jalton Almeida. Jalton Almeida, the biggest favorite on the card. Do we have to break it down? We should. Jalton's just... He's Dana White Contender Series guy. He's 3-0 in the UFC. He's younger. He's super strong. I mean, he's not really... I don't think he has to cut any weight. I think he just goes in there like super healthy, conditioned, and that's what he values. Tremendous jiu-jitsu. Looking at his past results, let's find it. Yeah, tremendous jiu-jitsu, tremendous power, explosiveness, but yeah, he's a strong guy. He's a strong guy for sure. I think you gotta go with Jalton Almeida here. Yeah, you gotta do some sort of same game parlay thing though. Minus 330 for Jalton and under a round and a half. Minus 550 for Jalton and under 2.5. I'd say something inside the distance. I think he could probably, just from what we've seen from Shamil, I think he could probably KO Shamil. With the jiu-jitsu and how impressive that has been, it's tough to really be confident in the KO method of victory. Like, the only thing that tells me to pick that is recency bias. Understanding that Shamil's been knocked out 3 times in a row and now is facing another pretty dangerous striker. So I'm going to go Jailton Almeida. I guess Jailton Almeida KO. I'm going to remove this for now. I will post all of my, my official picks that we will track on Twitter. So definitely give me a follow down here where my mouse is. I'm going to introduce a best bet too. It's just for like the entire card. We're going to do it. So just like one pick that I really like, and we're going to track that as well as the picks that I do publish out there on my Twitter. So we're going to track all of this stuff. Let's see. Gabriel Bonfim. What are we doing? Oh, we just did Jailton Almeida. Sorry, I confused myself. All right, Thiago Moises taking on Melchizael Costa. I think Costa is a short notice fighter. Yeah, he's from Dana White's Contender Series. Good striker. Thiago Moises should win this fight. He should just wrestle him, take him down, submit him. Yeah, I think Thiago Moises wins this. This is another tough debut for a first-time UFC fighter, taking on Thiago Moises on short notice. Gotta go with Moises. I kind of like the inside the distance play. Let's see. Here we go. Thiago Moises, heavy favorite at -365. Kind of prices you out of the money line wager. Fight to go the distance, no, at -175. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that. The submission and decision are very closely priced, it looks like, for Thiago Moises. And Costa, I mean, I'd say it'd be a KO just because he's a good striker if he's going to win. But yeah, maybe don't like this one as much as the last two that I threw up here, but I don't think this fight's going to go the distance. I think Thiago Moises, let's see how many finishes he has. 10 finishes out of 16, 7 submissions. Costa, 1 submission loss. This is Thiago Moises' fight. So give me Thiago Moises in this spot. I guess a submission would be my winning method. Thiago Moises submission. That would be my prediction. But moving on, Gregory Rodriguez taking on Bruno Ferreira. Another guy stepping in on short notice against just like a beast in Gregory Rodriguez. He had one of the gnarliest cuts I've ever seen. His last fight, it was from a knee from Njoku Kwani, and yeah, it was nasty. Just like right, I think it was just like right down, like just split right down the middle of his face between his eyebrows, and that was nasty. But then knocks out Njoku Kwani, and just a beast. Great really tough boxer, really tough striker, um, really, really good jiu-jitsu artist as well. I think that Bruno is a striker, but more in like a ground and pound capacity, like press you up against the fence. That's where kind of how he wins fights is controlling on the mat and inflicting more punishment than his opponent. But I think this is a spot you gotta like Gregory Rodriguez. They're all badass, but he's a total badass, and I like him a lot in this spot. I'm gonna put him up as a round robin piece. Odds makers, I'm guessing they don't have this going the distance. Yeah, mine is 750. Winning method, Rodriguez KO. Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. I really would say so. I think that if he gets the submission, that would be a surprise. He'd never really grapples, but he is, like we discussed, a jiu-jitsu artist. I would go with the KO, though, for sure. Alright, was just checking the stream out, making sure it's still working. What do we got next? We just did Gregory Rodriguez and decided he's knocking out Bruno Ferreira in the 3rd minute of the first round. Mauricio Rua taking on Ior Poteria. Rua he's getting old. I think he's 41 or 42. Yeah, he's taking on Ior, who hasn't looked the best so far. Was on the Dana White's Contender Series. Is 0-1 in the UFC. Didn't look good at all in his debut fight. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. I think I'm rolling with Ior Poteria, but both of these guys it's tough to trust them. I think Rua's done after this. He's fighting one more time in Brazil, and he's retiring. I don't know if he can beat Ior. I don't think I'm gonna bet on this, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Ior in this fight. Maybe a decision, I'd say. Odds makers say no. $14 total finishes. Paul Craig KO'd him. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. He's older. I like Ior in this spot, but yeah, I'd say a decision. I don't really understand why the odds are so skewed in that direction, but yeah, I'm gonna go decision for Ior. That's what I think's gonna happen. The next fight of the night. Oh, we're on the main card now. Shoot. There's a lot of fights this week. Let me get my voice primed. All right. We've got Paul Craig taking on Johnny Walker. Paul Craig, when we go on Twitter, we'll have to look at Paul Craig, see if he wore face paint. I'm sure he did in the face-offs. But, Paul Craig said in an interview, he's like, I've got wins over Magomed Ankalaev and Jamal Hill, and he's right. It's kind of crazy. He is capable of submitting anyone at 205. But I have to go with Johnny Walker. I think Johnny Walker. So Paul Craig, again, was that Volkan Ozdemir, his last fight? Yeah. The pulling guard, the lack of ability to like drive his hips through on takedowns, he's not gonna be able to take down Johnny Walker. Like Johnny Walker's gonna have to like fall into his guard. There's no way he's taking down Johnny Walker in my opinion, and for that reason, I think the fight significantly sways in Walker's favor then as a striker. So, give me Johnny Walker all day. Give me Johnny Walker to win via KO. I mean, he fought Corey Anderson and he's like 2-4, you know, including that fight since that Corey Anderson fight. But he was violent and he's good. I think he's gonna have a opportunity to score a impressive KO. Probably. Well, we've got the main event with Hill, but could be like knockout of the night kind of thing. Yeah. So Johnny Walker KO minus 135. I like that. Okay, we're back. We're back live. Not sure what exactly happened, but yeah, I looked over and I think I noticed I wasn't able to add the Johnny Walker money line. Figured the internet was out. We've got a puppy at the house, and I thought he might have taken out the power grid. You leave him alone, he might take out the whole freaking power grid. All right, I like Johnny Walker. I'm trying to, if I can, I would add the money line to my round robin list here. What the fuck is going on? Maybe I just refresh it. There we go. There we go. Yep. I'm good with technology. Alright. Lauren Murphy taking on Jessica Andrade. This is another fight. I feel really confident in picking Jessica Andrade. You know, she's lost to some really great fighters. Shevchenko, Rose Namajunas, has a win over Rose Namajunas. Wei Li. Lauren Murphy on the flip side, she's got the loss to Shevchenko, and then, but the resumes are just not the same, you know, as far as caliber of opponents. If we pull up Jessica Andrade, beat Lemos, beat Calvillo, yeah, like, besides, you know, if Wei Li and Rose weren't there, I sincerely believe that Andrade would be the champion in that division. Lauren Murphy, I think what she does, this is a bad matchup for her. I think what she brings to the table just is not what you want to try to approach Jessica Andrade with. I think Jessica's a better striker. I think she's stronger. And I think she's just going to, you know, kind of dominate this fight. Lauren Murphy is tough, but yeah, give me Jessica Andrade all day. All day. Minus 475 for Jessica Andrade. I mean, Jessica's good. You know, eventually she'll be upset, but I don't And she's young too. I don't think it's going to be by Lauren Murphy. So I'd say, and Jessica's like, she's really violent too. I think she could knock out Lauren Murphy. Odds makers agree. Plus 140. I'm gonna say she does. And this fight does not go the distance. Minus 135. I can't give you a round, but I'm gonna say second round. She knocks out Lauren Murphy. Maybe beats her up bad. Maybe it's a ref stoppage. But I'm gonna say second round. So give me Jessica Andrade in this scenario all day. I don't know. We'll see. She's expensive, but I'm just kind of confident in her. The next fight we've got is Gilbert Burns taking on Neil Magny. Gilbert hasn't fought since Hamzat, which was in April of last year. Just couldn't put together a fight for himself. The UFC couldn't get him an opponent. Neil Magny was available to fight. I think Neil might have called him out too, and Gilbert accepted it. It's a big drop back in as far as the level of competition goes. Lost to Chimaev, real close fight. Dominated Thompson via grappling. Lost to Usman. Dominated Woodley. Beat Damian Maia. The dude's an incredible jiu-jitsu artist. He's taking on Neil Magny here. More of the Muay Thai approach. Very technical stand-up approach. I think he's lost quite a few times via submission. So I think I like Gilbert in this spot. 5 submission losses. Five of them. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I like Gilbert Burns in this spot a lot. Neil has bad takedown defense. He's got the long arms and limbs. He can throw up some submission attempts of his own, but I like Gilbert Burns in this spot a lot. I think the approach is like you wrestle, get him to the ground, submit him. That's what you do if you're Gilbert Burns. So give me Gilbert Burns minus 460. Odds are the spread on this for the odds. Gilbert should be the heavy favorite. This is a significant step back, but he just wants to fight. Fight props, fight to go the distance. No at minus 165. I'd have to agree with that. I'm rolling with the Gilbert via submission at plus 200 here. Got to decide what I would do with, honestly, Jessica Andrade and this Gilbert Burns fight. I got to decide what actual bets I want to put together, but definitely like Andrade and Gilbert, and just probably have to maybe dip them both into a more refined prediction, just so you're getting your money's worth. Let's see. Davidson Figueiredo taking on Brandon Moreno. I'm not gonna lie, this fight, I picked Davidson in the first one, picked him in the second one, picked Moreno in the third one. This is the fourth one. I've been not hitting it well, but I gotta go with Brandon Moreno this time around. Figueiredo, it sounds like this is his last fight at 125. Next, he's moving up to 135, which will be, that'd be a great move for, especially if he wins the belt, retains the belt, I should say. I think that'd be a great move to get that Volkanovski fight. if you beat Volk, then you're just elevating your stature in the sport tremendously, regardless of what happens in this Moreno fight. But I think to like call out Volkanovski, you gotta kind of win this fight. That's my opinion. Brandon Moreno was, he seemed to level up in that Kai Kara France fight. Looked really good, really strong, real powerful. KO's Kai with a huge body shot. Yeah, I thought he really was leveling up under James Krause. Is the younger fighter, should be getting better every time he steps in there. And then Davidson Figueiredo. So Moreno is super tough is another thing. Really tough, great cardio. Davidson Figueiredo struggling with these weight cuts all the time. Like, he's how badly is he depleting himself? I think we're gonna see another decision, right? We saw Brandon Moreno put him away in the second fight. I'm rolling with Brandon Moreno. I'm rolling with Brandon Moreno. It's gonna be a 5-round fight. I kind of feel like it's gonna be a decision. But I like Brandon Moreno in the spot. I think he's the younger fighter. He's been improving. He's obviously been active relative to Davidson. So yeah, give me Brandon Moreno. I like the fight to go the distance. I like Moreno via decision. I mean, at this point, they already have the split decision. I think last fight might have been... I can click on either one. Oh, it was unanimous. Pardon me. Had the 3 knockdowns. It looks like 2 takedowns. I heard something. I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, I just think Brandon Moreno is... I think he's a really talented young fighter. Not that Davidson isn't, but I think Brandon Moreno's kind of got his number a little bit, and he can win this fight. Glover Teixeira taking on Jamal Hill. Kind of went back and forth on this. There's 2 scenarios that play out in my head. You see Hill KO Glover, or you see Glover wrestle Hill, potentially put him out that way, with a submission or ground and pound. But ultimately, I'm so impressed with Hill. I think his power is real. It's crazy, and out of his 11 wins, 7 are KOs. That's not a lot of professional fights, and you're going up against a guy with a ton of experience in Glover Teixeira. But I really like Hill's IQ, fight IQ, minus the Paul Craig fight, where he kind of went into Paul Craig's guard. He just got a little over aggressive. It kind of shows really good fight IQ, in my opinion. And then he just needs to touch you up once, and it's lights out. So I like Hill in this scenario. I think the more likely outcome is Hill's KO and Glover Teixeira. So I'm gonna roll with Hill in this fight. It's a close fight. I mean, on paper, it's just like whose game plan, whose strengths are gonna be on display. I think just because the fight does start standing, and because Hill is so dangerous, I think we're gonna see maybe a more timid Glover Teixeira as far as the stand up initially, and you sometimes get that against the big strikers. Yeah, has Glover ever been knocked out? I'm sure he has. 3 knockout losses. Gustafsson, Anthony Johnson. Very first fight of his career, Eric Schwartz. Wow. Goes on to have one of the most incredible careers. Yeah, I like Hill in this spot. I like Hill in this spot a lot. I hope we get to see Hill against Yuri. That's what I hope we ultimately get to see. But yeah, let's check the odds here. Hill was the slight favorite, I saw. Here we go. Yeah, Hill at -140. The KO at -110. It's a 5-round fight. Like, could we do Hill? I don't know, under 3.5. KO +120. I don't know, maybe something like that would be interesting. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up our picks and predictions for this card. Oh, I want to check also, what do the odds makers think? Yeah, they do not like it to go the distance. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I gotta kind of decide. So these are fights on first glance that I really, in predictions we made tonight, that I really could see myself using to like anchor parlays or round robins with a couple of these things. I'm thinking like Gregory Rodriguez against a short notice fighter. Like, I really like those odds. I mean, it's -305. I wish it was a little bit richer. Johnny Walker at -190 against Paul Craig, and we saw what Paul Craig. We know what he looks like if he can't, grapple, practice jiu-jitsu during the fight. So, Thiago Moises I like a lot too. He was another heavy favorite. Just another short notice fighter in Costa. Gabriel Bonfim, like him. I think he's very talented. And the over-under for both Bonfim against McKinney for his brother Ismail Bonfim. And I like Terrence McKinney. I like Terrence McKinney in that spot too. So if you wouldn't mind, give me a follow on Twitter there, and I will for sure post my official picks tomorrow. We got to get into it. Oh, wait.
I've lost on the biggest stage. I've lost whatever God's will, that's what's meant to be. I've lost on the biggest stage. I've lost my debut in the UFC. I'm coming undefeated, and I lose a close fight. And I'm telling, like, why did God do this to me? Like, I pray 5 times a day. Like, I'm a good person. I do this. And it's like, when you're thinking back to that, it all brought you to where you are today. So knowing that his plan is always the best plan, no matter what. So now when I look back at the losses I've had, it's like, maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now. Well, I wouldn't be as tough as I am. I wouldn't be as smart as I am. I wouldn't have changed the ways I've trained. You don't have the fear of losing, because
Right.
if I lose, I was meant to lose. If I fail, it was for a reason. There's a bigger plan in the end, and God may not show it to you now, but he may show it to you in a couple of years. He may show it to you in the next life. And I always tell him before I fight, and I'd be like, if it's going to make me a better person, a better Muslim, grant me this victory. If it's not, then grant me the loss. If it's going to make me a worse person, it's going to give me an ego. It's going to make me unhumble. It's going to make me worse to the people that I love and the people that matter to me most, which is my family. Then I don't want the win. I don't want the victory. I don't want the wealth. And just having that, like, that sense of whatever happens, happens. It's meant to happen. I think it just changes everything.
I love that. Bilal's I think he's from Illinois. Why is Rittenhouse trending under my shit? I don't really know. Banger Bros? WWE? Racism. I don't. We don't need to watch that stuff. Let's just do trending. SmackDown, Drag Race, Love After Lockup, OP Live, Fianna, 3D. What the fuck is this? That weird drawing stuff? Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. Spencer Lee. Spencer Lee.
If he can adjust his grip there, this is going to be trouble for Cronin. Staying with it. That's really tight. Really tight. He's trying to settle back.
Unbelievable. It takes Spencer Lee all of 38 seconds to pin the number 3 wrestler in the country. What can this man not accomplish?
Take hands, guys.
Wow. Sammy? Who's Sammy? Something in wrestling. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, we could talk about Francis, right? Francis Ngannou. No longer with the UFC, gonna explore his options. I didn't listen to his entire interview, but yeah, with Ariel Helwani, but I listened to a lot of it, and definitely seems like, you know, it got to a point, the relationship with the UFC, where he wasn't. Sorry, real quiet. It just got to a point with the UFC where, like, he wasn't coming back. Not sure. I hope eventually he comes back, but I'm not so sure that he will ever come back to the UFC. And I think that's unfortunate, but I'm really excited to see Cyril Gane take on John Jones. I think that's going to be an incredible fight for the belt. But I think what's next for Francis is probably boxing. Probably like a big name, like a Tyson Fury, a Deontay Wilder. You know, I think that's probably what's next for him. It'll give him that money earning opportunity. We'll have to see, like, the PFL, that for that special. I don't quite get it, because not everyone can compete for the 50-50 revenue split, but there's like a special branded athlete now that they signed, and I guess there's a 50-50 revenue split. That's interesting. It would just suck, to not see the heavyweight guy fighting UFC in another promotion. The heavyweight champion just, like, walking away and fighting in a different promotion. I think it would be shitty. It sounds like it was, like, the offer he was getting from the UFC was super lucrative, but he wanted the UFC to make some, fundamental changes, and they just couldn't come to a deal, couldn't come to an agreement. Let's check under news. Bitcoin. I was watching the Bernie Madoff series on Netflix. It's pretty good. What's up with Jordan Poole? Ooh, that was pretty.
Jordan Poole, he's got 30. But no Steph, no Clay, no Wiggins, no Draymond, no Iguodala, no Wiseman. No problem for Jordan.
He's the fastest Warrior to hit
Minga
500
and Looney.
threes.
Kavan's like, hey, another big guy in here as Poole's hit 3.
Wow. Faster than Clay, faster than Steph. That's amazing. Brandon Moreno, Tatum. I had some basketball wagers. Yeah, I had some basketball wagers. Let's see. So who did I take? I think I took the Clippers, just money line. The Nuggets, the Kings, the Grizzlies. Let's see. Oh, it wants me to log in. I'm getting a verification so I can check what I bet exactly. Oh, so I parlayed Denver and Memphis for plus 110. I got an odds boost there. Yeah, the teams I took were Memphis, the Sacramento Kings, Denver Nuggets, LA Clippers, Golden State Warriors. Looks like just money line. Just the money line, so Warriors look like they're in a good spot. Clippers are up. Nuggets, see if they can keep that up. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I'll post my official picks tomorrow. We'll post those on my Twitter. So yeah, be sure to give me a follow. It's you see it in the bottom corner here. It's right here. But yeah, like I said, I was out of town. Got back in town today. Was out late last night. I saw armadillo racing. I was in Texas, saw armadillo racing. Saw a music performance. Was singing. Kind of lost my voice, and I'm just exhausted from traveling and staying up so late. So I think I'm gonna sign off of this show here. And I'll be back on. Do we have games? Sorry, is there football tomorrow? Oh, nice. There's football and UFC. Wow. Okay. So I got to do the Saturday games. Sunday's games will be done on Sunday's Best, which is like that's the new branding for Sunday. Sunday's Best Bets. So we got Jacksonville Jaguars +9. We've got Jacksonville +9. Over under at 53. Money line -460. The Jags are rolling. They're really rolling. However, that game last week was ridiculous. We did really well on NFL picks last weekend, but that was pretty ridiculous. 4 interceptions from Trevor Lawrence in the first half, and then incredible defensive stand in the second half, and ultimately they come back, win the game by 2 points. Yeah, It was a really, really great game, fun to watch. But I got to roll with Kansas City across the board with the spread and with the money line pick. Kansas City is playoff tested, and Jacksonville's gonna. They might. I mean, they're in a really great spot, right, in their division, a weak division, on the rise, young talent that seems pretty promising. Yeah, I mean, you got to be happy if you're Jacksonville. You won last week, which was a monumental victory for your franchise, but you're not winning this week. The over-under is at 53. I'm inclined to take the over. I just think teams are putting up so much points, it seems like now. It really does. And you got two, offenses that seem like they can put up points. And if Jacksonville's not going to put up points, they're going to be turning over the ball, and Kansas City's going to be putting up a ton of points. The next game we've got is the New York Giants at Philadelphia taking on the Eagles. The Giants, an amazing performance against Minnesota on the road in Minnesota. Win the game. Taking on Philly here. Man, Philly's good. Do we think they were stumbling at the end of the year? I don't really know what I'm looking up. Oh, I'm looking up the Eagles. Yeah, because Justin Hurts was injured for a little bit, so yeah, they had some rough weeks. Look at 48-22 on December 11th against the Giants. Less of a margin. Was this the last game of the year that they won? I don't think so. I think Hurts played the last game of the year. That was Webb. This is January 8th. I like the Eagles in this game. I think at -7.5. I don't know. We'll see how their defense holds up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this game, and I think the Eagles can put up some points. I'm not sure what we're gonna see from the Giants. They're, the way their receivers have performed is pretty amazing. Saquon, they're obviously pretty reliant on him as an offensive weapon, but Daniel Jones he's been good given the cast that he has. Dabble has done a great job of coaching the team, keeping them in close games, having an opportunity to win. But I don't, you're playing the best team arguably in the NFC for a third time in their home stadium. I think the Eagles got this, and they beat them pretty easily. I'm going to go with over 48 as well in this game. And yeah, those are going to be my football picks for tomorrow. Over 53 for Jacksonville, Kansas City -9, Philly -7.5, and over 48. All right, that didn't take too long. We got through it. Tune in Sunday. I'll be back on Sunday. As I'm signing off, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate the support. I really do. Have a great weekend. I will see you Sunday. Check my Twitter out tomorrow. I'll have my picks up, my official picks. All right, good night, everyone.